Read every day something which is other than your school book. Maybe it's a spiritual book, whether it's a knowledge book, general knowledge book, or you've come across a nice article to read, read. Even if it's one page of reading, get into a habit of reading.
My hobby is drawing and making crafts. Here are some of my drawings and the best out of waste. My passion is gardening and cooking. Some of the plants that I have planted. And my talent is dancing and playing badminton.
Jayati Jayati Bharat Mata Adbhuta Geeta. Singing is my hobby. I'm learning Carnatic music. My other hobby is hosting events. I have hosted some online events. And my other hobby is drawing. Thank you.
I love reading books. My favorite book is Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. My hobby is playing chess. I have won many prizes by participating in district level chess tournaments. I have also participated in many Olympiads and have won many medals.
Good evening. My passion is to do art and craft. So here are my some interesting ideas. These are flashcards. This is my drawing. And I have made this pen pencil stand with the sticks. Thank you.
I love cycling. I like reading detective stories and moral stories. Besides cycling and reading books, dancing and listening to music are also my hobbies. Love to draw. Traveling to different places is also my hobby. Thank you.
My favorite hobby is playing volleyball. It's something that I really enjoy and it gives me happiness. Besides that, I also love to read about new things and learn new facts. And my passion is to learn new languages. Currently, I'm learning Spanish.
Jai Thari Ma, children. Jai Thari Ma, mommy. Mommy. Mommy.
मकर संक्रांति की मुबारक हो सबको.
Same to you, ma'am.
Same to you, ma'am.
Thank you and same to you.
Ma'am, wish you the same.
और अभी लाइव आने से पहले ना बात हो रही थी इन सब बच्चों से. They have celebrated. सबने मनाए बहुत प्यार से. सबने मनाए.
I saw it.
हाँ,
I saw how well they did it. किसी ने खिचड़ी खाई और किसी ने क्या किया? So भाव्या ने क्या किया? भाव्या ने क्या किया? क्या खाया?
Ma'am, we make a traditional pongal and we eat it, ma'am.
Yes, I know. And it overflows the pitcher. You
Yes,
have that good the rice. And
yes,
Taiba,
ma'am.
what did you do?
Ma'am, I wish my friends.
What did you do, Harjeet?
And traditional that pot, ma'am. And we
Traditional
had
pot.
sweet pongal and we also had sugar cane.
Yes, sugarcane and that and Alishmita, Bihu.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we burn the huts made from leaves, thatches, and bamboos, and we eat pitha, laru, etc.
How lovely. And Ruchika?
Yes, ma'am. We actually wish in the morning itself happy Sankrant to everyone, and then a dish is made at our home, dal churma. So we enjoyed that, and we even fly kites.
Oh, did you fly kites? Oh, good.
I actually don't know how to, but I tried.
And what did Kashish do?
In this day, we first meal we take, which was sag and radish. We eat, and by say these words, po riddhi ma khadi. We also made khichdi on this day.
And what did you do, Saina?
खिचड़ी we made खिचड़ी and फिर भोग लगाया खिचड़ी खिचड़ी
With all
बनाई
the
a lot of breads.
and you made your dhari ma uh,
Mommy,
taste the food.
every moment belongs to mama. Ma gave me prasad. Ma gave me khichdi.
So now you will all six of you give me one word. What comes to you? Who you are? One word in which you define. I will tell you mine in the end. I will ask Saina also in the end. One word which defines you. Bhavya, what if I say Bhavya, what do you stand for?
The meaning of my name, ma'am. Awesomeness, ma'am, and bravery.
Always.
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
wow. Okay, Taiba, what do you stand for? One word. She said
Pure.
uh, hmm?
Pure.
Pure. Wow. Wow. Harjeet, what do you one word stand for?
I'm
Just come to me.
studious.
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 And Alishmata?
Yes,
Don't think.
ma'am. Ma'am, Lakshmi.
Oh, you Lakshmi. And Ruchika?
Ma'am, interesting.
Interesting. And Kashish?
Attractive.
Saina?
My ma.
Your mother. And I? Personal discipline. If you ask me, Kiran, personal discipline. All right. So we all see how different we are. Somebody's studious, somebody's pure, somebody's awesome, somebody's what did you say? What else? And Kashish, what did you say?
Attractive.
Attractive. See how everybody is different. This is what a rainbow is all about. That's what social life is all about. And Saina is all about devotion to her mother, spiritual mother. So what I'm saying is, this is what a rainbow is all about. And this is what we do when we bring you all children together. We create a rainbow of teenagers, isn't it? And every color has to be present to make a rainbow. So you are our rainbow. It's a rainbow show. Okay, go ahead, Bhavya. So tell us about your unsung hero.
Mommy, before we start, children start sharing, we'll show you a quick clip with pictures
Okay,
of their unsung hero.
okay. Oh, the pictures of the unsung heroes?
Hanji, Hanji.
Okay.
And after that,
You,
share.
like you showed us about them.
Yes,
Okay, go
a
ahead.
small clip.
Okay. Very nice.
Up
Come
they
on, go
share.
ahead then. Yeah. You want to take leave? Simon?
Yes, I will join you before the question answer.
See you later. Okay, Bhavya, carry on, start.
Yes, ma'am. My unsung hero is Kanaganti Hanumantu. He is a freedom fighter against the British and spearheaded the Palnadu rebellion against tax. He was born in 1870. On February 22nd, 1920, some British officials came to his village and warned him there would be severe consequences if the tax was not paid. During that time, Gandhiji suspended the non-cooperative cooperation movement, so Hanumantu too agreed to pay the tax. So during that time, around the same time, Mahashivratri festivals at Kotappa Konda taking place. Kanaganti Hanumantu, along with his followers, left to take part in that procession, leaving only women and children behind in his village. Taking advantage of his absence, British surrounded the village and began to harass the people there. On hearing the news, Hanumantu rushed to his village and pleaded the British officers to stop harassing the residents. Even as Hanumantu kept pleading with the British that they would be paying taxes, they kept on firing at the residents. And the great hero was shot not once or twice but 26 times, ma'am. And the following rebellion cry is attributed to Hanumantu. He said, "Did you plant a tree? Did you water it? Who gave you the right to ask us to pay tax on our own land where we live?" His sacrifice for the sake of Bharat inspired many revolution in Andhra. He is my inspiration, ma'am. A salute to hero who is a true hero, ma'am.
You know, the more you girls, more you children tell us about these stories of the unsung heroes, the more it reveals how cruel the British were. While we hear about the Jallianwala Bagh and the other hangings they did, but I think the day-to-day cruelty, it's not so much recorded in history. It's not written in your books as much as they did. See, all these unsung heroes, much before the key leadership came, look at the way the common man was suffering in different parts of India. So that's becoming so evident that the British were so cruel. Yes, Taiba, who's your hero?
Ma'am, my unsung heroine is Abadi Banu Begum, also known as B. Amma. Born in the year 1852, she was a prominent voice in the Indian independence movement, and she was one of the first Muslim women to actively take part in politics and was in the list of freedom fighters. I am inspired by her dedication. Once her son went to jail because the Britishers wanted them to be on their side. As soon as Biamma got to hear this, that her sons are in jail and the Britishers wanted them on their side, she said that the British government should know, if any of my sons accept their policy and on their side, I'll slaughter them with my own hands. This was her dedication toward the country. That she was even ready to slaughter her son, who were everything after her husband's death.
How did you search her?
Ma'am, it was in my Urdu textbook and I also searched a little.
Very nice. What class are you in?
Ma'am, I'm in ninth.
And which is your school?
AMA Girls School.
Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to know your view. Recently, the Parliament and the government of India has considered raising the age of marriage of the girls to 21, equal with the boys. Earlier, it was 18. The minimum age for girls to be married also to be same as the boys at 21. What is your feeling?
Ma'am, I'm feeling very proud because, girls are discriminated that they can't do anything and they should be married earlier and, they should only be in homes doing work. So I'm very happy that the government take this,
Is this,
rule.
Taiba, is this a general view? Is that the general view amongst your people or amongst the community you belong to?
Ma'am, it's general. Yes, ma'am, it's general in my community.
Generally been accepted? Generally, it's
Yes,
been appreciated?
yes, ma'am.
Hmm. What was happening earlier? Because you are into a brilliant school, you are so bright, and you have your independent views. What is this changing, or is it slow, or is it fast? Where they want the girls to become working and marry later, and not only be homemakers.
Ma'am, it is changing slowly. But I think that in few years it will change completely because nowadays girls are really very, hardworking and they want to do something for their country and their community.
So proud of you, Taiba. Let's
Thank you
all
so
give her
much.
a clap. Let's all give her a clap. That's called the lovely, young, bright face of India.
Thank
Me
you, everyone.
too. Okay, Harjeet, who's yours?
Ma'am, my unsung hero is Tirupur Kumaran. His given name is Kumaraswamy Mudaliyar. So he was born on 4th October 1904 in a small town named as Chennaimalli in the Tirupur district of Tamil Nadu. He involved himself in the Indian freedom movement at a very young age and he played a major vital role in it. He started Desabandhu Youth Association by grouping the youths and young people from Tamil Nadu to fight against the British government and get freedom. Many people got inspired and got involved in the freedom struggle along with him. And he conducted protest march against the British in many places of Tamil Nadu and he was inspired by the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. And he died on 11th January 1932. His death was very cruel as the police assaulted him during a protest against the British colonial government. He fell unconscious. He fell unconscious and he was found later on the street still clutching the Indian flag, preserving its dignity even in death. He was only 27 when he lost his life. While he may have not played a major part in the country's independence, his national pride, patriotic fervor, and selfless commitment to our country garner credit. A martyr, he is still known by the epithet Kodi Katta Kumaran. The Department of Post on 2004 released a commemorative stamp featuring him. And also recently, in 2021, the Chief Minister of our state, that is N.K. Stalin, named a road in Erode after the late freedom fighter. He unveiled the name board Tyagi Kumaran Road on 4th October 2021.
In your school books, I'm asking a question. Since you were a studious boy, in your school books, in the whichever you studied, which class are you in, Harjeet?
I'm in 10th.
Now, till the 10th standard, was there any chapter of the youth involved into Indian national movement? Youth.
Youth, I don't think so. Youth,
There was no
because
separate
it's
chapter.
no,
National
ma'am, no
freedom
separate
movement you
chapter.
read, right? In the national
Yes,
freedom
ma'am.
movement. And obviously you must have come across the real leadership, the names are known. But did
Yes,
you, in the chapters till the 10th standard, come across youth, the role of youth, young women or men in your chapters?
like the prominent names are known, ma'am. Like Tirupur Kumaran and other young people who like struggle for freedom and gave their life. So that is known. But as a whole, young people as a whole, their role is not mentioned.
Hmm. If you would have this is your area of research as you grow up, you are studious, grew up as a young man, research the names of Tamil Nadu, the young men and women who were also involved into the national freedom movement much before it's as individuals who wanted to get out of the get the British out of the country. It's worthwhile because you see, supposing you had a chapter exclusively of women in national freedom. One is national freedom movement, in which there will be names
Yes,
sprinkled all over. They'll be mentioned here and there. But as a chapter, the role of youth, Indian youth, the role of Indian women. Did you see a chapter like that?
no, ma'am. Women, I think there is a chapter, ma'am. But youth, no, ma'am. Like youth,
And in the women also, there were many women who were below 30. They were below 25.
yes, ma'am.
There are many women because it's coming through your unsung hero stories repeatedly from one session to the other. Anyway, this is very creditable that you are identifying such heroes. And it's
Thank you.
very creditable that your political leadership recognized him and immortalized him by
Yes, ma'am.
naming a particular area. Okay, Alishmita, Alishmita, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My unsung hero is Gopinath Bardaloy. Gopinath Bardalai was the first Chief Minister of Assam. He was an eminent freedom fighter both at the national and the state level. He is the prime architect of modern polity of Assam. He was the first from the northeastern region to be awarded with the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award. Gopinath Bardalai was born on 6 June 1890. His mother was Praneshwari Bardalai and his father was Buddheshwar Bardalai. He married to Surabala Devi in 1910 and he took his last breath on 5 August 1950. Due to Baudelaire's unselfish dedication, the then governor of Assam, Joyram Das Dalotram, conferred him with the title Lokpriya, which means loved to all, loved by all. Due to the courageous stand of Bordoloi, Assam was being saved from being included in the East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. His contribution as chief minister were mainly to avoid land tax, means to stop giving lands to migrant Muslims and secure the right of indigenous people, etc. He also made a significant contribution in securing the future of Assam. He was my he is actually my inspiration because due to his courageous stand only, Assam is being saved from being included in East Pakistan, Bangladesh. And he was very brave and he always worked for the development of Assam, his own state.
Yeah, he's a very famous name in the whole region. That's a fact. Which is your school?
Ma'am, my school's name is Saint Vivekananda English Academy.
And are you in Guwahati itself?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you on web learning at the moment or the school's opened?
Ma'am, no, I'm doing offline classes, but it's not started till now.
So we are still on offline
Ma'am,
classes.
now holidays are going on.
Oh yeah, these are holidays also. Okay, Ruchika, yours?
Ma'am,
First of all, a very good evening to
ma'am,
everyone.
now we
And
will be.
first of all,
Yes,
a
Ma'am,
very
can
good
you hear
evening to
me?
everyone.
now it's Ruchika's turn. I'll
Ma'am,
come
we
back to you
will be
later.
doing online class.
First
Okay,
of all,
Ruchika.
a very good evening to everyone. And my unsung hero is Rati Ram Deshbandhu Gupta. Deshbandhu Gupta, he was born in 1901 on 17th of June. And unfortunately, he passed away in 1951. He was born to Shadi Chand Gupta and Rajrani Gupta. Deshbandhu Gupta, a revolutionary freedom fighter, come journalist, and also he was a legislator. And he was true to what he believed in at all times. He was a self-doing person. He liked doing everything himself. He was not dependent on others, and he was a member of the Constituent Assembly. Gupta, he campaigned many causes throughout his life. He was a defender of the free press and an advocate for assembly status of the national capital of Delhi. And Deshbandhu Gupta, he was a social aware citizen even before he entered active politics. He was a member of the Arya Samaj during his teens, and during the Jallianwala Bagh incident by the Britishers in India in 1919, he became more aware of the freedom struggle. So at that time he got much more aware of the struggle of India, and at that time he did many protests against British. And he after that he also joined Indian National Congress. In that he grew closer to the top brass of the party, and there, including the leaders, he followed the leaders like Lala Lajpat Rai, Mahatma Gandhi, and even Lala Lajpat Rai, he assigned him the task of organizing Congress committees in Karnal. So he was basically from Panipat in Haryana, and basically his name was Rati Ram Gupta only. But he got the title Deshbandhu Gupta from Swami Shraddhanand and Mahatma Gandhi, because he was very much friendly towards everyone. He just want that everyone live together by making friendship with each other. So I got inspired from her very much. I learned that we should be friendly with others, not harsh on them. And also we should be self dependent. We should do our every work ourselves. We should not be dependent on others. So that's all what I learned from.
So was it in the book, or did you get it from Google, or did you get it Wikipedia?
Yes, ma'am. I read about Deshbandhu Gupta in one of the book earlier, and when it's time to say about my unsung hero, so I just remembered, and then I googled him.
Good, very nice. Good, it got became a revision for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the name of your school
Ma'am, Army Public School.
in Patiala?
Yes, ma'am.
So Kashish, your turn. What makes you so attractive? Why do you call yourself attractive?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have searched on the internet. It says the name is my related to attraction, and it's also related to the Lord Kashi.
Ah, so it's also linked with spiritual name Kashi,
Yes, ma'am.
and that spiritual lord is attractive. So it's an
Yes,
attractive towards the Lord.
yes, ma'am.
Lovely. I'm glad you gave it a spiritual connotation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Kashish, carry on.
My unsung hero is Shahid Banta Singh Sangwal, and I came to know about him when my school selected me for postcard writing competition, which was organized by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. And I searched on the internet, Wikipedias, and then I came to know that Shahid Banta Singh Sangwal was of my Jalandhar city only. He was the son of Bhutta Singh and born on 1890 at Sangwal. He was the one of the famous person. After completing his studies, he left for abroad, first traveling to China and then to America. And in 1914, he returned back home with a Gada mindset because he wanted to make India free from the British rule. He also established schools, panchayat in his village. Then he went to Lahore to procure firearms. There he attended two Gada groups meeting when the and there one of the in charge of the meeting was Banta Singh Oli. There they decided to attack near the railway station in Amritsar district. And they did this successfully, and they also killed some British bodyguards. And the rumor spread everywhere. And then police tried to caught him two times, but he escaped. Then he went to his close relative Pratap Singh, and then the police announced that the person, whosoever will caught him, will get the price of 2 squares of land and 2000 rupees. And when Pratap Singh came to know about this news, he caught him and sentenced to death. And in 1915, he sentenced to death. So by this, we came to know this that he did many things for India as he came to India by abroad, as he was in abroad and he came to India, but he didn't but the Pratap Singh didn't take care of his life as he was his close relative. He was greedy about the things or the money.
Yes, this was a story told by earlier group also, one of them. We remember that. I'm glad. I think probably the girl was also from Jalandhar. I'm glad this got your attention. Did you hear it because the Prime Minister mentioned it, or you remembered, or you got it from a book?
Prime Minister mentioned it actually. They
Good.
actually, I in school we got postcard writing competition about unsung heroes, and then I searched on the internet. Then I came to know about
Very.
him.
I'm glad you all did something like this as a research, as a reading, and then expressing it, internalizing it, memorizing it. Alishmata, Mitha, you were saying something before I spoke to Ruchika. What was it?
Ma'am, actually, I was saying that offline class was holding and now it's holidays. And after that, we will be having online classes.
Online classes or classes in person? Depends on the virus.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. It all depends on that. Anything else you want to say before I get to your question answers? Bhavya, you want to say something?
No.
Tayaba, you want to say something? Harjeet, you want to say something?
unknown. We can move on to
You, Alishmita,
questions.
you want to say something before I come to your questions? Ruchika?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanna say that I have watched almost all the sessions, and I got inspired a lot. So, as you say that we should read something every day. So I try to read something or the other thing every day. So I like reading too.
Oh, reading is like software you're putting in your human computer. Then you become your own Wikipedia, you become your own Google, a Google in the head.
Yes, ma'am. By reading, new thoughts come to mind, and our mind gets sharp a lot.
Very well said. Now, Kashish, the attractive, would you like to say something?
No, ma'am.
Why? Why? What attracted you to the Friday show?
Actually, my school gave me this opportunity. They have gave me the form to fill, and then I have filled it. And I got, even I have not expected that I will be able to meet you. It's a very lucky chance.
So it's a school which gave you the form to fill, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
So the school knew about this Friday book reading event and they asked you to fill it.
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
did they give it to others also, or they give it only to you?
No, ma'am, they also gave it to others. They have sent in the class groups in the
So,
WhatsApp.
so we, the team, the demonstrative learning team, picked you up.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And Bhavya, how did you join the group?
Ma'am, I was just, my mother was just seeing your FB, ma'am, Facebook. So she just saw one session. I think it's the 69th session, maybe. She was just seeing the session and got to know that there are book session, reading sessions conducted. So she wanted me to come here, interact with you. So she filled the form, and with luck, I have this opportunity to meet you, ma'am.
Good, Bhavya, thank you. And Taiba, how did you pick up?
Ma'am, by my father. My father is really very big fan of yours, and he had seen many sessions of yours, and he wanted me to get interacted with you. So this is how I came to know about it.
Oh, wonderful. We didn't know parents were also watching our program. It's good to see mummies, fathers, and mothers also watching it for their children. Harjeet, how did you come here?
He came to know about it from my uncle, ma'am. He lives in Puducherry. And
Oh, he
he's
lives
a
in
part of,
Puducherry.
yes, ma'am. He's a part of NGO FXB India Suraksha.
Acha.
Yes,
So your
so
daddy
I
told
came
you to fill
to,
the form.
yes, ma'am. He actually like introduced me to this session and I filled the form.
Lovely. And Ruchika?
Yes, ma'am. I was searching on YouTube, so I like searching something innovative, interesting. So a year back, I saw this book reading session, and I have even watched almost all your sessions. So I got inspired a lot. So that's why I filled the form and come to know. Even my mom, dad, they also watch almost all your sessions of reading.
How lovely. And Kashish, you?
My
What
school
attracted
gave me the form
huh?
to fill. My school
Huh?
gave me form to
Oh,
fill.
yeah, sorry, you told me that form.
Yes, ma'am.
So, China, see how interestingly it's different from different. It sometimes is Facebook and sometimes the word of mouth and sometimes it's searched for themselves. And it came into the innovative program. How valuable this program is gradually emerging.
Yes.
Now, children, I have your questions before me. And I find that all of you are possibly asking one common theme. While I have your questions, but I've noticed you're all on one common theme is motivation. All of you have in your question something or the other which is linked with motivation. Like Ruchika has asked about what are the qualities one should have that motivates us to overcome any difficulties. Tayaba has also talked about how can you handle negative thoughts. Alishmita has also asked motivational qualities, asking what are the main motivational qualities. Kashish is also asking me whom do you motivate to go to the police that the era of 50s and 60s was not. You are basically all asking. And similarly, Bhavya Kruti has asked me same kind of question. What are the hurdles you faced in such a prestigious position? I think beginning from that, and then Harjeet has asked, having an administrative power you successfully transfer. So that's separate from the rest. Harjeet's question is, having an administrative power, you have successfully transformed many things. But people like you, if be leader of democratic politics, could make a better world in innovative ways, which is always needed for the country. Why didn't you choose? What do you mean, Harjeet? What did you mean to ask this question? Can you clarify this question?
Yes, ma'am. So, like having an administrative power, you have already like transformed many things. So, like if you were the leader of democratic politics, then you could even make this world a better place. Actually, so that's what I wanted to ask, ma'am.
So you mean to say
You can
I
even
carry on?
yes, ma'am. So using innovative ways, you have like caused many transformations in like the administrative career. So if you were in the democratic politics as well, even then you could like make this like having a democratic democratic power. You could like make the state or country like a better place than now. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask.
In a way, you were asking, why did I prefer administrative position rather than political?
Yes, ma'am.
Harjeet, everybody is not fitting everywhere. Everybody is not everything. Everybody is not everything. Everybody. Eh, We all have our orientations. Somebody is a science student and somebody is a liberal arts student. Somebody is an artist, somebody is a musician, somebody is a sports person, right? Somebody is a researcher, somebody is preferring law. So I may ask, you preferred law, why didn't you take up science? You say, I'm not science oriented, right? Right? We all need to know our orientations. Now, my orientation is public service. My orientation is to serve the community and the people. That's why I'm in public life. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been in the police service. Policing is all about people, serving people, doing justice to people, right? Right? But I'm not
Yes.
political oriented. I'm not partisan in my approach. Many times in politics, you have to first uh, prioritize the political party, your party, and you fall into the discipline of that political party, that ideology, that policy. I belong to, I'm not partisan in my approach. My approach is what is right for you at the moment, whoever you may be, whichever political party you may belong to. I'm looking at the law, the justice. While the politician also does, but not always, because sometimes their own party compulsions become priority for their own reasons. I'm not judgmental. I'm not that. So one must know who one is. I'm very good for upholding the law, applying the law. I'm justice oriented. It's like a judge. Every judge cannot be a good lawyer, and every lawyer may or may not be a good judge. But the question is, judge listens to both and decides. A lawyer pleads for one and argues against the other, right? It's very difficult also to be a lawyer, where sometimes to save your own client, you defend it in another way because that's your duty as a lawyer. But in your heart, you know that somebody had committed a crime, but you're defending him wrongly to save him. But your intention is to save him. But you're defending him by all kinds of means. Maybe that's difficult. I remember Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a very famous lawyer, also, as you know. And any client who went to him had one condition: come to me only if you tell the truth. I will defend you to the hilt if you tell me the truth. Now, everybody is different. And another lawyer would say, all right, I'm here to defend you. You tell me, and I'll find a way to defend you. See, so I am administration oriented, not politics, not let's say electoral politics oriented. Politics is also public life, and another
Yes.
politics is also electoral. I'm not electoral oriented. I remember when I was campaigning for my elections in 2014, I think. When I was given, I was made to, I fought the election in Delhi. Many times when I was campaigning, people would say, "ये नाली साफ कराओगे? हमें स्कूल में एडमिशन दिलाओगे? हमें ये आउट ऑफ द वे जॉब करवाओगे?" एंड माय आंसर वाज, हम रूल्स को फॉलो करेंगे। सफाई कराओगे? मैंने कहा हाँ सफाई। तो मैंने कहा नहीं, आप खड़े होके करवाओगे? ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ फनी थिंग्स। आई स्टार्ट टू वंडर व्हाट वेयर एम आई। See, people's these kinds of statements are very awkward. Some people take it, some people can't take it. And they said, हमारे स्कूल में एडमिशन कराओगे? तो मैंने बोला जो रूल्स होंगे वो कराएंगे। तो बोले हम आपको वोट नहीं देंगे। तो मैंने बोला मत दो। Now no politician would say मुझे वोट मत दो।
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not being self-adulatory. I'm just telling you who I am. So I know myself that this is who I am. Therefore, it's not good for. This is not the approach for for electoral politics. Mine is not, but mine is perfect for administrative work. So I know my nature. I'm within my own nature. It's very, very important that you understand your nature, not be square in a round, and a round in a square. You'll never fit, and you'll always be a misfit. So I would say, choose the subjects of your choice, choose the profession of your choice, and ask yourself, am I comfortable in this? Once you're comfortable in it, you will always be happy in it. But once you're not comfortable, you'll be absolutely misfit and unhappy. So therefore, I'm happy in what I am. Maybe elsewhere I would have been not happy, because maybe I would not fit in, because I'll not probably say something which I may not be able to honor. But in administration, if I say something, I can honor, because there is power and rules, etc. to do. Or you can be forthright. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Basically trying to say not about myself, but you must all understand your orientations. What are you comfortable with? And follow that. Okay, now I was looking at what motivates. You are talking about, there was another thing. Now I'm looking at the mind management, because you're talking about hurdles, you're talking motivation. I want to say, I'll ask Saina also this question, that what is motivation? What is mind management? Because we need to understand that there is a mind which is dictating us. It's mind which settles matters for us. A mind which is, we have a body and we have a mind. And there's something called brain inside. But there's a mind. In that mind, thoughts occur. Right? But then there's another upper mode mind, higher mind, which chooses the thoughts. Right? So there's a mind where there are lots of thoughts. But there's another mind which is now making a choice. Now, those of us who've developed a higher mind to make the right selection or wrong selection. So there is a higher mind which chooses from the larger crowd of thoughts. It is said that we have thousands of thoughts which crowd our mind, thousands and thousands at a time. They keep going, flashing. But we are always making a choice. We are making a choice on eating. We're making a choice in reading. We are making a choice in personal discipline. We're making a choice in professions. We're making a choice in any habits. But that higher mind is over your lower mind. Lower mind is a crowd. Higher mind is a selection. Those of us who develop a little higher mind is also called wisdom. It's also called discerning ability. That means it's also, and you know that higher mind has got eyesight in it. Looks, eyes look at that higher mind. You have these eyes, they're looking outside. But these eyes also look at a higher mind and makes it and looks at yourself to make choices. So what I'm trying to say, it's a little, not a little philosophy, it's not complicated. I'm only saying your motivation of negative thoughts and positive thoughts is a choice the higher mind is making or the lower mind is deciding. So when you are into negative thoughts, it is your lower mind which is overruling you. The and the higher mind is weak or it's absent. So when the higher mind is present, it's all about righteousness and positivity. But when the higher mind moves away and the lower mind decides, then wrong things can happen. They can wrong, including negativity, depression, demotivation, sense of failure, because it is that all the crowded thoughts are crowding you. Crowding thoughts are crowding you. But when there's an upper mind, now you might just say, ma'am, how do we make the upper mind? How do we train the upper mind? The upper mind is trained by prayer, meditation, self reflection, quietude, writing your thoughts, being your own teacher, policing yourself. So you can do this. You don't need an outsider because you are the only mind reader. You are the only mind reader of the base. This is the base, but this is the mind which is also observing this base. So when you observe, so I found that all your questions are coming from these. You're all looking for this kind of motivation. How do I motivate? Start developing this higher mind. Higher mind comes through learning, prayer, faith, right? Listening to the elders, making better choices. Your higher mind becomes mature or mature. It's not necessary that you have to be 40 years old or a 35-year-old to understand. You can do it even now. Even now, you're making your choices because between subjects, you're the one who's choosing your subjects, and you are choosing how much to study and how much not to study, how to study and how not to study. You are making the choices, which friends to make and which friends not to make. You what to say and what not to say. You're already higher mind deciding on the lower mind, higher mind. So if you develop this higher mind, the top mind, watches the lower mind and picks and chooses and rejects the rest. That higher mind has to pick and choose and not become a fall. Otherwise, this lower mind will absorb you and negativity will come. So every good action is a choice, remember, and choice being made by higher mind. Every good action is a choice. Every bad action is also a choice made by the lower mind. That is when so then you are sad. When you are sad, or you're depressed, or you hurt, or you feel disappointed, your lower mind is consuming you, controlling you. But when your higher mind comes in, your wisdom, it's called the intellect. That intellect starts discerning it. Say, you don't have to be sad, we can find a solution. You don't have to be worried, we can analyze and go for guidance. So it guides you. So I thought I'll answer these questions collectively. I'll ask Saina to tell you briefly also how the higher mind and the lower mind functions. Saina, would you like to add?
I can I can just share the thought coming to my mind from what I feel. Children, what drives you? आपकी inner drive क्या है? For me, it can't be just a certain aspect. Your inner drive, your inner values. पहले उसको define करो. Once you know your inner core, you know your inner values. आपकी values क्या है? Do you give importance to things like truth, patience, relationships, devotion, sincerity, are these meaningful for you? Then all your decisions and choices will be based on your value system.
That's a higher mind then. Here are
Yeah.
the values which is at that higher mind.
For me, my driving force, the topmost driving force is my devotion. So every decision, every thought, word, action, deed, I have to make sure it's taking me closer to my devotion and not further away from it. Then my driving force is being a mother and being a wife. So, am I doing the right thing? Am I taking the wise decision which is correct for my home? So, it takes me closer to that kind of positivity. Who am I as a woman? My strength of character, righteousness, upholding dignity is the topmost priority. So, are my decisions taking me closer home? My workspace, all the work that I'm doing, does it have the larger picture? Is it far sighted? Is it taking everybody along? So, are my decisions taking me again closer home? So, once you know in each aspect what you want, who you are, then whatever you're feeling, is it taking you closer to that or further away? And the minute you feel a negative emotion, it's natural. Sit with it and tell yourself that ये तो मुझे दूर लेके जाएगा, जो मैं हूं और जो मैं करना चाहती हूं, तो मैं ये क्यों करूंगी? Then you will start taking the correct, brave decisions. पर पहले आपको समझना है कि आपके सारे फैसलों में, आपकी नीड में, why is a very important word. Why you do what you do, उसमें righteousness है, फिर आप ब्रेव डिसीजंस लोगे. और बेटा, नेगेटिविटी अंधेरे की तरह है. क्या करते हैं अंधेरे, जब अंधेरा होता है लाइट जगाते हैं. अब अंधेरा है, नेगेटिविटी है, क्या करना है हमको लाइट जगानी है. हमको और दरवाजे थोड़ी बंद कर लेने हैं, और खिड़कियां थोड़ी बंद कर लेनी है, हमें और थोड़ी पर्दे लगा लेने हैं, और हमें थोड़ी स्विच ऑफ कर देना है. क्या करेंगे? हम लाइट जगाएंगे, छोटी सी लाइट जगाएंगे, फिर बड़ी लाइट जगाएंगे, धीरे 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 हम लाइट जगाएंगे. अंधेरे में रहना है. नेगेटिविटी is like darkness. Why would you want to stay in darkness?
So that basically means your higher mind should identify कि तुम अंधेरे में जा रहे हो, लाइट जलाओ. Switch on your light. That means switch on positive thought. Negative को, ये गलत आ रही है विचार, ये ठीक नहीं, ये मुझे अंधेरे की तरफ ले जाएगा, तो मैं लाइट जलाऊं. मीन्स मैं दूसरी सोच सोचूं, मैं सोच को बदलूं, मैं लाइट जगाऊं, मैं गाना गाऊं, मैं म्यूजिक सुनूं, मैं मम्मी की सलाह लूं. कुछ ना कुछ मुझे कुंजी चाहिए ना. दैट मीन्स मेरा ताला बज रहा है, मेरा ये दिमाग का ताला बज रहा है, चाबी कहाँ है? तो मैं चाबी ढूंढूं. वो चाबी कौन सी है? चाबी बहुत सारी हो सकती है. चाबी का जो चाबी के बड़े सारे बहुत सारी चाबियां चाहिए. That means you need to have a bunch of keys. So this is what we are trying to say. Self-motivation is the answer. Self-awareness is the answer. All of you have two minds. एक है negative mind और एक है positive mind. जितना आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो पॉजिटिव माइंड पॉजिटिव बढ़ता जाएगा. जितना अवेयर हो जाओगे वो पॉजिटिव बनता जाएगा और तुम्हारे डिसीजंस बेटर. इस वक्त की लाइफ, तुम स्टूडेंट हो, अभी तुम स्टूडेंट हो, और स्टूडेंट का रोल क्या है? अच्छे पर्सनल डिसिप्लिन स्टूडेंट का रोल है. रीडिंग इज पर्सनल टाइम मैनेजमेंट. being grateful, being a good human being, ये है upper. Being a selfish human being is lower, right? Being kind to others and being helpful, always happy is upper. Being sad and unhelpful and selfish is lower. So as Saina said, look at the higher values and keep the lower controlled. तो धीरे धीरे आप जिंदगी में सेल्फिश नहीं होंगे, ग्रेटफुल ही रहेंगे, क्योंकि आपने अपनी छोटी उम्र में आपने अपने आप को चलाया. यू वर योर ओन टीचर. अब टाइम देखो, कोविड के टाइम ने एक चीज सबसे ज्यादा सिखाई है, सेल्फ टीचिंग. अभी आप पढ़ा ही रहे हो ना अपने आप को, अब रोज पढ़ ही रहे हो ना अपने आप. पहले टीचर बड़ा रट्टा लगाते थे, अब सारा कुछ खुद कर रहे हो ना, प्रोजेक्ट भी बना रहे हो और ऐसी ऐसी चीजें लर्न कर रहे हो जो आपको टीचर ने सिखाया, लेकिन प्रैक्टिस तो आप ही कर रहे हो. आंट यू बीइंग सेल्फ टीचर? इस उम्र में कोविड ने तुमको, यू आर फॉर्चुनेट, यू आर ओनली 30% ऑफ द इंटायर पॉपुलेशन ऑफ यूथ which is getting self educated. बाकी 70% के पास तो ब्रॉडबैंड ही नहीं है, स्मार्टफोन ही नहीं है. बाकी 70% यूथ के पास वो नहीं है जो आपके पास है. You are the only 30% of the population. Do you know this? You know it? You are only 30%. Out of 100 children, you are only 30. बाकी 70 के पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं है, इसलिए वो नहीं पढ़ पा रहे जो आप कर रहे हो. और अगर आप भी नहीं समझ के ये चीज का फायदा पूरा उठाओगे, तो फिर आने वाला फ्यूचर में बहुत ज्यादा ऐसी पॉपुलेशन की मेजॉरिटी हो जाएगी जो नेगेटिव हो जाएगी, या पिछड़ जाएगी. कई जगह बच्चे, आप अभी पता है, नए स्कूल में भी नहीं गए, दे हैव नॉट एंटर्ड बिकॉज देयर इज अ होल 2 years ऑफ लॉस ऑफ स्कूल, देयर इज नो एंट्री ऑफ द स्कूल. और उनके पास स्मार्टफोन भी नहीं है, दैट मींस दे आर आउट ऑफ स्कूल ऑलरेडी. So you are very very fortunate. भगवान ने आपको तंदुरुस्त रखा, आपको साधन दिए, आपका फर्ज बनता है इन साधनों का पूरा पूरा ग्रैटिट्यूड से फायदा उठाना. प्रैक्टिसिंग ग्रैटिट्यूड, रोज सुबह उठ के मुझे आपने, भगवान आपने तंदुरुस्ती दी, मुझे समझ दी, मुझे अंतर बताया कि मेरे दिमाग में दो है, मैं नेगेटिव, मैं आई हैव टू बी मास्टर ऑफ माय लोअर माइंड. आई हैव अ हायर माइंड एंड हैव अ लोअर माइंड. मुझे अपने हायर माइंड की लाइट जगा के रखना है, और नीचे वाले उससे जैसे उसने ऐसे सोचा कि आलस करना है, इनडिसिप्लिन करना है, या लेजी होना है, अवॉइड करना है, या अनग्रेटफुल बनना है, या अनहेल्पफुल बनना है, या नेगेटिव सोचना है, तो हायर माइंड शुड कंट्रोल. गॉट इट? सो आई थॉट दीज वर मोस्टली योर क्वेश्चंस. तो हम लोग ऐसे डिस्कशन करके मोस्ट ऑफ यू विल गेट सम आंसर from these, some answer to your questions. बाकी आपने पर्सनली बोला हाउ डिड आई फेस माय हर्डल्स, वो अब बात की बात है. आई बेसिकली वांटेड यू टू नो हाउ कैन यू सेल्फ हेल्प. ओके चिल्ड्रन, साइना, डू यू हैव एनीथिंग मोर फॉर दीस चिल्ड्रन और वी कैन रैप अप?
नहीं मम्मी, we can बच्चों से पूछते हैं. बच्चों, आप कुछ पूछेंगे, आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे?
इतना कुछ सुना दोनों से, कोई दिमाग में कुछ और नई बात आई?
बच्चों से पूछते. भाव्या, कुछ मन में है? यू वांट टू नो समथिंग?
मुझे पता करने है मैम, पर I'm very grateful that you're giving us motivation and you're encouraging us, ma'am. Higher mind हमेशा lower mind से ऊपर होना चाहिए, और we should not get into negative thoughts. That's what I have learned now, ma'am. Thank you for giving me this motivation.
नेगेटिव थॉट आएगा, उसका काम है, आपको बिगाड़ना उसकी आदत है, लेकिन मालिक आप हैं, वो नहीं है. तो वो आएगा. ये नहीं है कि नेगेटिव थॉट आएगा नहीं, मेरे में भी आता है, लेकिन इमीडिएटली मेरा हायर माइंड उसको पकड़ता है. हे, नेगेटिव थॉट आया. You have to be alert, right? It's called self-policing. You have to self-police yourself. घुस आया थॉट, फिर से जान के मुझे कहने के लिए कि मत करो, या ऐसे मत करो, ये अच्छा नहीं है. तो my policing, higher policing tells me, no, the higher rank takes over, right? All right. Any other question, Richard?
Taiba, anything you want to know?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we move to Harjeet. Harjeet, would you like to know anything more?
I don't know, mom, but
All
I
right.
just want to say that my takeaway from this session.
Yes.
So it's that we'll have to focus on what we are good at rather than like trying for something which we know that we are not good at.
Absolutely.
Yes. Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
that's
Develop that
my
what you
main
good.
takeaway from this session.
Baba, know yourself. It's knowing yourself and develop on what you're good at.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
We can't be an
Kashish.
engineer and a doctor and a police officer and a politician and this. Just choose what you want to be and develop that.
Ji.
Yes, that's yours.
Kashish,
Thank you, ma'am.
anything you want to know? Thank you,
And thank
Harjeet.
you for
Thank you.
letting me know this one.
Good,
Thank
good.
you.
Yes, ma'am, I
Kashi?
just want to thank you for this session and all the book reading sessions. By this, all the kinds of children from the different states get connected and they learn very much new thing. Thank you so much for the session.
Wonderful.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Ruchika, yours?
Ruchika,
Yes,
anything
Mama.
you want to know?
Yes, Mama. I have a question in my mind that sometimes there are situations in front of us that what to choose. Like there, at that time, negativity is stuck to our mind. So at that times, but we literally got confused. Like what is right for us. So how to remove that thing from our mind?
Again, what do you want? Why do you want? It's based on your value system. Why do you want? The why is very important. What is known, but the why. Answer your why. कि मुझे ये choose करना है why. And is that why good? Is that why ethical? Is that why for larger good मेरे भले के लिए है, मेरे future के लिए है, मेरी family के लिए भी अच्छा है? The why. Then comes the how. क्या मैं कैसे करूं? And another way also is if you don't want to share with anybody, then pick a paper and pencil and write your thoughts and then start crossing until you note the answer. Why? लिखो इधर जो भी मन में आता है ये मैं क्यों कर then you start looking at it as a teacher. Oh, ये ठीक नहीं था ये. Then you start crossing, कुछ ना कुछ रह जाएगा. But if you're still in doubt, then you have your elders. That's what elders are for. Then you have teachers for, or your good friend for. It depends who you, or your grandparents for. Whomever you rely, who will listen to you in confidence, go to them and say, मैंने ये पेपर पेंसिल करा, मुझे ये आंसर निकला. अब आप मुझे बताओ, आप क्या सोचते हो? Right? So there is a methodology also, and there is also your own choices. You have both.
Okay, thank you very
Good.
much.
So all of you have a good Makar Sankranti and a wonderful, and you're heading for a Republic Day. Wish
Yes,
you
ma'am.
all a very happy Republic Day as it comes.
Ji.
Thank you, Saina, and Demonstrative Learning Team,
Ji. Thank you. Thank you.
Sujata, Shakira, Shivani,
Yes.
Sabri, and
Yes. Surya Kala, Surya Kala, Sumit.
Surya Kala. Yeah,
Yes. Ankita has also joined us. So,
Ankita is also joining.
yes.
Lovely. So it is a great team. We have a small team, but a very loving team which loves you all to bring this program every Friday together.
Ji.
So
Ji.
we'll stay connected. Wish you well. Bye bye.
Yes.
Thank
Take
you,
care,
ma'am, and wish
children.
you
Lots
a
of
very good
love.
Makar Sankranti as well, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
खुश रहो बच्चों. जयधारी माँ. Take care. Take care. Take care. A lot of regards to your parents and teachers, and please wish them from our side.
Yes,
Ji? Yes.
yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ji.
We have
Sure,
learned a
ma'am.
lot
Thank
from
you.
this
Ji,
session.
ji, beta, and you will be a part of the WhatsApp group. Just know yourself, know who you are, and keep moving closer to that.
Yes, ma'am.
All your
Yes.
decisions will be based on that. Just understand and know who you are, what you want for yourself from your life, and keep moving towards that. All your decisions will be right then. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Understand yourself and know yourself. All is well, all is blessed. We see you
Yes.
soon. We see you soon. Yes.
See you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
जी जी
Thank you so much, ma'am.
बेटा
Thank you.
blessings to you. खुश रहो खुश रहो. Blessings to you.
In Assam, the celebration of Makar Sankranti is known as Magh Bihu. During the celebration, young people erect temporary huts known as Meji and Bhelaghar, which are made from leaves, bamboos, and thatch. They then eat the food prepared for the feast and burn the huts the next morning. Assamese games such as pot breaking and buffalo fighting are also featured in this festival. Hokololoi Mag Bihur Antorik Shubhechha Jonalo. Dhonnobad.
Sankranti is a 3-day festival for the people of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. The first day is called Bhogi. Bhogi Mantalu will be performed where old house items will be burnt in huge bonfires. The second day is called as Makara Sankranti. On this day, people wear new clothes and cook new rice in an earthen pot filled with milk. The third day is known as Kanuma. On this day, farmers pray to their cattle. And this is how we celebrate Sankranti in Telangana. Andariki Sankranti Subhakankshalu.
Pongal festival is a harvest festival of Tamil Nadu. It is celebrated for 4 days. The first day of this festival is called Bogi. On this day, people burn old things which symbolizes getting rid of negativity from our lives. The second day of the festival, called Thai Pongal, is celebrated in honor of the sun god, thanking him for providing nourishment to the crops throughout the year. The women also prepare sweet pongal in new mud pots on this day. The third day of the festival is called Matu Pongal. On this day, the cows are honored and are decorated with garlands. The last day of the festival, called Kanu Pongal, is the day of enjoyment and relaxation, as the word Kanu means seeing and viewing in Tamil. அனைவருக்கும் பொங்கல் தின நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
Good morning. Today I'm going to tell you about the upcoming festival after the Lohri, which is Makar Sankranti, also known as Magi. It is the harvest festival and also celebrated in the many parts of the world. People celebrate this festival by going to the holy rivers and dip themselves to cleanse their sins. Boys celebrate this festival by flying kites. People make sweets like jaggery laddus, which are made up of til and gur. We celebrate this festival with full enjoy and happiness. Thank you.
Good morning. Makar Sankranti, a festival of joy and happiness. In Haryana, Makar Sankranti is also known as Sankrant, which is celebrated on 14th of January every year. On this day, people wear new clothes, everyone fly kites, sweets are made at home. In Haryana, a sweet dish named churma is made and pulses are made, which is together known as dal churma. On the day of Makar Sankranti, people eat this sweet dish named as dal churma, which is very yummy, and celebrate Makar Sankranti with full enthusiasm. So, सभी को मकर संक्रांति की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. धन्यवाद.
Makar Sankranti is celebrated on 14th or 15th of January every year. This day marks the ending of midwinter and the duration of the days started increasing after this day. People clean their houses and decorate them with flowers and rangolis and also make sweets of sesame. We worship the sun god. To enjoy the day, we fly kites and distribute sweets to others. This is how we celebrate Makar Sankranti. Happy Makar Sankranti to everyone.